Public health is a fundamental right, and we have to have whatever system we have, but we cannot have a system which deprives a citizen, a resident, from sunlight or air circulation.
Good day to all my viewers. I am Professor Dr. Anil Diwan, Professor and Head of the Department Architecture at School of Planning and Architecture, New Delhi. Today I have honor and privilege to have Advocate K.C. Mittal with us. He is a very eminent advocate of the Delhi High Court, and he is going to give us his views on the public health issues to us. So my first question to you, Mittal Saab, is you've been advocating the cause of natural light and natural ventilation for a long time. What we want to ask you today is your May 2020 representation, which was about air conditioning and COVID spread in Delhi High Court, and what was the trigger for that, sir?
You know, basically, it again goes to the main issue. And when we learned about COVID, that centrally air-conditioned buildings, they are prone for the spread of COVID virus. We moved the High Court. The High Court gave some relief. They changed their own building, and ventilations were reorganized. And then when I came in contact with Mr. Raja Singh, you know, since he has been, and you two have been working a lot on this very subject, one fact is clear, that as far as the air conditioning is concerned, it is harmful to the public health unless there is a ventilation provision made. And that was the reason why we filed a public interest litigation in the High Court. Raja Singh, in fact, he was the master of it, and it was well drafted petition which was filed before the DB1. And when the court brought to the notice of the court that, look here, any building which is centrally air conditioned, railway trains, the DTC buses, and where there is no provision for ventilation, it's a totally a compact kind of air conditioning. So those buildings are not fit for human health. They are prone to COVID virus, the infection. Therefore, anybody who's traveling or working or living in such conditions is very dangerous. It is going to affect. And the whole idea and purpose was that the government takes an action and decision to bring in modifications, changes, so that this kind of infection, spread of infection, could be avoided. The court passed a very good order that, in the PIL, and we are still making our efforts. I don't know, so far perhaps the government has not taken the issue seriously the way we did it, and we want that it should be done, should be taken up, because ultimately by doing it we will be saving life, and we will be saving a lot of people from the infection and the diseases that might spread. Therefore, the whole idea and purpose is this, and I think we all together have done a good job, and we are on it. We are not going to leave it at that. We have to proceed further. We have to take up this cause, because air quality is essential. Let me add one line here. Today, because of MPD 2021, all buildings in Delhi which are now being constructed, now they are like a matchbox shape. There is no provision for air circulation. There is no provision for air light from outside. What is happening? Most of the people are facing vitamin D problem. Are we going to continue with this? Who will look after this? Who will take care of? Is it not the duty of the government and the Ministry of Urban Development and the DDA and other authorities? Or are we just wanting the people to suffer and suffer? Everybody is suffering. Therefore, our effort has to be that please provide clean air, number one, and an atmosphere, living atmosphere, which is conducive to the health of individual.
Sir, I would like to ask you, why is it important to link public health and architecture or the built environment in Delhi?
Let's basically understand one thing. When MPD, the building bylaws came in 1962, I think that was the first time when it came. What do we mean by the building bylaws? They were to take basically the care of public health. They were to take care of the persons living inside the house. Therefore, the planning and the construction used to be so that air circulation and sunlight circulation is fully available in each and every room, because that is very essential for public health, individual health, which today is not happening. Therefore, we can't ignore the fact that public health is a fundamental right, and we have to have whatever system we have, but we cannot have a system which deprives a citizen, a resident, from sunlight or air circulation.
Sir, in response to your petition, the CPWD says that we already have these norms in place. So, what I want to ask is that there are enough codes, guides, norms, standards, and guidelines in this India. But the implementation of all these and the awareness of these things in the general public and by all end users and stakeholders is not there. People are not aware that they are not breathing air which is good for them. So, what have we to do to make this as a mass movement?
In fact, your question perhaps has almost three things too. Firstly, I don't agree with the CPWD when they say that every bylaw guidelines are in place. No, that's not correct. Take for example, as I have said already, MPD 2021. It doesn't take care of the public health at all, because there is no air and sunlight circulation. So that's a wrong thing. Yes, second important aspect, you are right. Whatever we have, even that is not properly implemented at the level of the municipalities. That's a fact. We know all that. And unfortunately, nobody is doing anything on that. We know the regions, everybody knows, and how at the local level the things are managed. The authorities are supposed to deal with the situation, but it is for them to enforce every rule and law effectively and properly. Unfortunately, we find every day writ petitions in the High Court when unauthorized construction is going on, or extension is going on, or buildings are being raised in violation of the building bylaws. Why should the authorities at the lower level or at the senior level are not capable enough to ensure compliance of law? This is their utter failure, which we find every day here and there. Thirdly, as far as the public health is concerned, as I've told you already, public health is directly connected with this. Why? Because if I go on the roads, if I don't get breathe fresh air and pollution-free air, then it affects my health, and that's what every day is happening. Nobody is bothered, nobody takes care of it. Everybody, there are so many stories and newspaper reports, even channels also, they carry stories. Yes, they admit, look at it, the children are affected, the aged persons are affected, even middle, everybody is affected because of the pollution, and they have your lot of problems health wise, and people suffer like anything. The point is, how do we resolve it? How do we take recourse to it? Whether it is a respiratory problem, or it goes to your lungs, it affects your lungs, or it affects your brain, it affects your entire body. So unless we take care, we provide pollution free air to the citizens, which is their fundamental right, we can't take credit of it. There is no rule, there is unless it is enforced properly, and to ensure that yes, we take care of your health, which is not happening. Therefore, according to me, whether it is CPWD or anybody, whosoever they are saying, it may be on their paper. Let me tell you one thing. We got this order from the High Court as far as the central air condition is concerned about 2 months back, but nothing has been done so far. Why? You don't ensure. There is a compliance is not there at all. Therefore, everybody suffers because of this.
How long have you been in Delhi, and what have you seen in the air quality of Delhi then when you were here in Delhi, and now what is the situation?
I'm in Delhi since 1963. I came here, and I tell you, the things have changed considerably. In 60s, Delhi was totally different. There was hardly any vehicle, there were no cars, no scooter, and there was no pollution. Mostly people used to travel by buses or bicycle. Even I used to go to school on a bicycle. But unfortunately, what has happened is, over the years, and mostly after 1982, Asia, things have changed and a lot of migration has taken place. Delhi is today, as far as the air quality is concerned, everybody says and talks about as if it's a burning fire. Somebody calls something different, but yes, there is a serious problem of air quality which is affecting everybody.
Sir, how do you think has the judiciary responded to these issues of health and environment?
You see, we have to understand it from a different angle. Judiciary is always there for health and environment. Judiciary has been taking up this for the last 3-4 decades. Unfortunately, what is happening is that as far as judiciary is concerned, they may pass orders, they may issue directions to the government, they may issue directions for implementation, or even quash and give directions to the officers. But if they don't work, then you can't expect judiciary to go on the ground and take over the job of an officer who has been given the responsibility to implement. But the orders of the courts, judiciary, are not implemented, and that is what we have also noticed in our own case. And it's a repeated complaint. That's a fact of the matter, that the orders passed by the judiciary can pass orders only, and as and when the orders are passed, they are not implemented by the authorities.
Sir, what do you think is the way forward now? You've been saying that we have to take it up as a mass movement. How do we do that? What are the steps to be taken? How do we involve the lay people, the general public, and all stakeholders into this and make it an actual ground level mass movement?
This is a very wide question. And mass movement, public awareness, public involvement in such cases is a must. Unless public, they take up the cause, few of us, even if we do it, it will not have any impact on the bureaucracy or the politicians. The fact of the matter is this. But if it is a public movement, then certainly authorities will also take care of it, and possibly they will surrender themselves. Proper implementation would be there. Law would also be there in place. Therefore, what I am suggesting and what I am having in mind is we must take step by step as far as the quality of air is concerned to the public, to the masses. We must organize ourselves with the help of NGOs, with the help of maybe the schools or colleges or other groups, so that we join together and 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 come up in the public for mass awareness and awakening. So the people also join with us, and we don't mind even involving the bureaucracy or the politicians as well, whosoever wants to come in support of a better environment, because ultimately this is in the interest of all and everybody. Therefore, we have to make all our efforts. We don't know how far we'll succeed, but yes, unless we start and working for a mass movement, I think nobody is going to listen. But at the same time, I can assure you one thing, that as and when there is any issue and we feel that yes, injustice is done, something wrong is happening, people are suffering, the courts, public interest litigation is open, and we can even resort to public interest litigation. And as long as it is a genuine litigation, the courts will always come to our help and support, because they are the ones who have saved the institutions, the country so far.
So, what we've been hearing is that the research starts from the library and finishes in the library, ends up in the library. So, what is the message you have for all the people who are listening to you on this channel, and what would be your advice to them as to how they can contribute to this cause?
My only one formula is that we have to join together. And as long as we create a good chain of intellectuals and everybody, that is where we'll succeed. That is where even the media will take it up. Therefore, all of us take it as a responsibility and join together, join our hands together and fight for a cause for the public, to save the public health and the environment, so that it is ultimately will be saving the life of millions and millions of citizens. Therefore, we have to all work together. Library is one good thing. Library, we educate ourselves, we learn things, but we have to take from library to the public also. Therefore, my request to everybody is, please join, all of us. And I can tell you one thing, एक से एक दो भी होते हैं और 11 भी होते हैं, और जितने हम सब लोग जुड़ेंगे वो एक ऐसा मूवमेंट बनेगा जो मैं समझता हूँ कि कहीं ना कहीं अथॉरिटीज़ को सबको मजबूर करेगा कि हाँ, ये लोग जो बात कह रहे हैं ये सही कह रहे हैं, इस बात को मानो, हमें मनवाना पड़ेगा। यही प्रजातंत्र में सबसे बड़ा हथियार है।
Thank you, sir. Thank you very, very much for all these noble causes you're taking up. But we will look up to your leadership, and we want you to lead this movement, sir. Please give us a way forward.
I am really, I don't claim myself to be a leader. I am with you, and it was all with your help that whatever we could do and whatever we can do. I am a totally novice in the subject, let me tell you very frank. But yes, I am very conscious of the cause. I am with you and I am with everybody, and let us all join together. Everybody is the leader, not XYZ or not me even. And we have to take up cause with the same spirit, joining together. I think we'll succeed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We look forward to more guidance, more way forwards from you. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you. Thanks to everybody and to all those who are listening us, and we hope they will all join together. Thanks. Thanks.